Hola chicos, today we are going to be talking about our articles in Spanish. Now what an article is it's just a fancy way to say the, a, or some in Spanish. We've talked about before how different words have different genders in Spanish. So nouns can either be masculine or they can be feminine. Now, we can't change whether they're masculine or feminine in Spanish because we can't change the Spanish language. We have to just know and remember and memorize what words are masculine and what words are feminine. Now, how do we know that a word is masculine? Usually, it's nice to us. Sometimes it's going to be like libro or bolígrafo, ending in an O there to let us know that it's masculine. Sometimes when it's feminine, it's going to end in an A, words like computadora or revista. Those words are nice to us because they end in an A. Now, there are some exceptions to the rules, all right? Sacapuntas, for example, the word for pencil sharpener, this one is masculine, all right? How do I know that? Well, I know that because I've looked at my vocab list, and my vocab list said el sacapuntas. L is going to be masculine. So we're going to get more into that today with the L and the la. Those are going to be some of our definite articles. We also have indefinite articles. Now, definite articles are equivalent to the word the in English. So go ahead and type in your notes, the, all right? This is going to be, I'm going to highlight this so that you guys are more easily able to see it. So definite articles are the in Spanish. Now, this can be in a few different ways. So we have the word el, la, los, and las. These are the 4 different definite articles in Spanish, and these are the 4 different ways to say the in Spanish. Yes, there are 4 different ways to say the. So go ahead and write these 4 different ways in your notes. El, la, los, and las. Notice in el, by the way, that el does not have an accent mark. This is because el with an accent mark means he in Spanish. El without an accent mark means the in Spanish. So those accent marks are really important because they can mean a totally different word depending on what you're saying. Now, for singular and masculine, if we're talking about one thing and it's masculine, we are going to say el. That's where the singular and masculine one goes. Now, singular and feminine, that's going to be la. Now, plural and feminine and plural and masculine, these are going to be the ones that end in an S, because when we're talking about something that's plural, usually almost always it's going to end in an S. We have los for the plural and masculine, and we have las for the plural and feminine. So go ahead and write those ones in your notes. I will highlight for you too. You do not have to highlight on your actual notes. If you want to, that's fine. But I'm just doing this in order to help you guys see what you should be writing. All right, now let's do some practice here. Write the definite article that agrees with the object below. Now with libro, I am going to go to my notes and I am going to confirm that libro has L before it. When I go to, not my notes, my Quizlet set, I'm going to go to my Quizlet set and see what word comes before libro. I see that L comes before libro, so I'm going to write L there in the blank. Obviously, if you're in Cami, this weird formatting stuff isn't going to happen. If this weird formatting stuff bothers you, you can go ahead and erase the lines. Now with computadora, It ends in an A. I think it's feminine. I also think it's singular because it doesn't end in an S. I'm going to go to my Quizlet set to confirm that it has a la before it because I think it's singular and feminine. When I go to my Quizlet set and I see that it has a la before it, I know my answer here, and I'm going to type la. All right, let's do another one. You guys can go ahead and do bolígrafo on your own. Now with clase ends in an E. That's not an O or an A, so I have no idea if it's masculine or feminine. How do I figure it out? I'm going to go to my Quizlet set in order to help me. When I go to my Quizlet set, I see that it has a la before it, so I know that it is feminine. And clase does not end in an S, so I'm going to put la clase. I'm going to do that same exact thing with pupitre here. I'm going to do that same exact thing with sacapuntas. Careful with sacapuntas. It's not exactly what you think. Now with mapa is going to be another one that tries to trick us. It ends in an A, so I think it's feminine and it's singular. But when I go to Quizlet and I see that it has an L behind it, I'm going to trust Quizlet because remember, I cannot change the Spanish language. All right, so it has an L before it, so I'm going to go ahead and put L here because it's singular and masculine. Mapa is one of the exceptions to our rules. If you would like, you can go ahead and type exception in here in order to remind you. All right, so those are definite articles. Remember, it's the 4 different ways to say the in Spanish. Now let's scroll down to indefinite articles. Now, these indefinite articles do not necessarily refer to any one specific item. These words are equivalent to a in Spanish, or they are equivalent to some in Spanish, depending on if they're singular or if they're plural. Now, the singular ones we have are un and una. Notice that they don't end in an S because they are singular. The plural ones, in order to say some, we have unos and unas. So which one do you guys think the singular and masculine one is? The singular and masculine one is going to be un because it doesn't end in an A. So we have un. Singular and feminine one is going to be the one that ends in an A. So we have una. Plural and masculine, we have unos. And then plural and feminine, we have unas. Remember, these ones here are going to be the ones that mean some. All right, I'm going to go ahead and highlight these. I'll highlight them in orange because they mean some. All right, and I'm going to highlight that. Now, the ones that I'm highlighting in, let's see, let's do green. So these ones, those ones are going to mean A in English. All right, so un, una, those ones mean A. Some, those are unos and unas. So write the indefinite article that agrees with the objects below. So when we have libro, libro ends in an O. I'm going to confirm, and I can also confirm up here because I've already done the work going back and forth between Quizlet. I know that libro is masculine and singular, so I'm going to put un. Now, with clase, I've already done the work. I already know because of up here, I know clase is going to be singular and it's going to be feminine. So I'm going to take that and apply that to down here. Singular and feminine one is going to be una. So I'm going to type una here. Go ahead and do the rest of the practices down here. And last but not least, we are going to talk about how to make words plural in Spanish. This is going to help you for your actual homework. Now, does the word end in a vowel? If the word ends in a vowel, like libro or like clase, you're just going to add an S in order to make it plural. Super, super easy. If the word ends in a vowel, add an S. If the word ends in a consonant, so consonants are anything that are not vowels. Vowels are the A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. Now, if the word ends in a consonant, so anything that's not A, E, I, O, or U, you're going to add an ES. So in borrador, you're going to take this R and then add an ES to it in order to talk about more than one eraser. All right, you guys are officially done with your notes now. Now you are going to continue on with the rest of your homework. Your homework is going to be that articles practice. And you also need to be studying your classroom object vocab on Quizlet. If you are not understanding ser or conjugating ser or subject pronouns still, remember to sign up for office hours. I am here to help you, but I don't know you need help unless you sign up for office hours. If I also comment back on your homework suggesting you come into office hours. That suggesting is more of a request to please sign up for office hours so that you can be successful. I want y'all to be successful in this class. So please sign up for office hours if I'm requesting for you to join office hours. So remember, vocab tonight for homework after you finish your articles practice. Vocab is going to be that classroom object vocab, like I said, and practicing ser if you still need to practice ser. Adios, you guys.